Sometimes, the greatest distance in a relationship is not measured in miles or countries, but in silence. Silence filled with unspoken words, accumulated resentments, and moments where each person believes the other should take the first step. In such moments, if you truly want someone, you must have the courage to set aside your pride, even if your heart is wounded. A relationship is not a battlefield for ego. It is a place to find your way back or to accept the truth that sometimes walking alone is better. A relationship means understanding, not just hearing. Many people listen in a relationship only to respond, not to understand. If you want to build something deep and real, you must learn to pause, breathe, and truly grasp what the other person is saying and feeling. Sometimes, you don't need to speak at all. You just need to be present. In a healthy relationship, both people grow. If a relationship makes you lose yourself, forget your dreams, or constantly feel unworthy, it's time to take another look at it. True love not only accepts you as you are, but also inspires you to become the best version of yourself. Fear is the greatest prison in our lives. Most people never touch their true potential simply because they allow fear to block their path. But fear is not an absolute truth. It's an image in your mind, one you can change. When you approach fear, you realize it's only a shadow, not a real wall. Every time you take a step with courage, you break a piece of the cage. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward in the heart of fear. Success is not a sprint. It's a long marathon you must take step by step. Sometimes your pace slows down, sometimes you feel out of breath, but what matters is that you don't stop. Along this journey, those who only think about speed quit halfway. But those who continue with endurance will see the finish line. You're not meant to reach everything in one day, but if you take one step every day, the time will come when all those steps create a masterpiece. Imagine for a moment. There's a version of you in the future that is stronger, wiser, and freer than you are today. This version is looking at you, waiting for your steps today to become the bridge to reach them. Every time you feel like giving up, think of that image. Promise yourself you won't let them down. Because if you fight today, the day will come when that future version of you will look back at the past with pride and say, "You are the reason I made it here." When the days are hard, it feels like the ground beneath your feet is no longer solid. Everything shakes, your memories, your certainty, even your beliefs. But it's in these moments that you must stand, even when your legs feel weak. When the ground trembles, you can be the solid rock that no wave can move. True strength is born when you remain calm in the storm. There will come a day when even the closest people in your life fall silent or turn their backs on you. These days are dark, but in this darkness, you can become your own light. Don't wait for someone to come and save you. Be your own savior. This ability turns you into someone no one can defeat. Pain is not just a feeling. Pain can be your fuel. Every hit, every betrayal, every failure, they can all ignite a fire inside you that drives you forward. If you learn to turn pain into energy, no obstacle will be able to stop you. Sometimes you get so caught up in today that you forget tomorrow exists. Hard days come and go, but tomorrow is still unwritten. Fight today, even if you're tired, because your tomorrow could be the result of the battle you fight right now. Silence is not always a sign of defeat. Sometimes silence means you are building something great. Let others think you're finished. Let them talk. The day they see your results will be the day your silence becomes the loudest shout in the world. After every hardship, a part of you falls apart. But this is your chance to rebuild yourself, stronger, wiser, and more ruthless against obstacles. This rebuilding is what separates you from who you used to be. Hard days always have an end, but the end is just a new beginning. You must decide whether this beginning is a return to the past or a step toward the highest place you've ever imagined. Title: Hard Days. The soil of a garden, yet unplanted. Hard days are the wet clay beneath the sculptor's hands. It may seem like nothing but dirt and chaos, but in your patient hands, this very material gives rise to the steadfast form of your new self. This clay is not without shape. It is the sign of a great creation beginning. When space becomes so tight that your breath hits the walls, know that in those very moments of pressure, crystals are forming within you. Diamonds, too, take shape in the heart of the earth's darkness and under the weight of mountains, not in the easy light of day. See the silence of others not as rejection, but as opportunity. This silence is the empty space of a concert hall where you must become the soloist of your own soul. When the sound of outside applause fades, only then can you hear the true melody of your being, a song composed solely for your journey, not for an audience. Every failure is a cut upon the trunk of your existence. Let it bleed. It is from these wounds that the sap of experience oozes forth, wounds that will later reveal the sturdy rings of your growth. Trees that have weathered the fiercest storms often grow the deepest roots and strongest branches. Today is hard? Okay. Imagine you've covered your canvas only with dark colors. Feel like it's ruined? It's not finished yet. Tomorrow, these seemingly dark hues will become the backdrop for the brightest dawns and the most golden rays of hope you'll paint onto the canvas of your life. It is contrast that creates depth. And when you are tired, stop, not to halt your journey, but to stand firm. But let your standing be like a mountain, not a lifeless stone. A mountain stands still, yet within it burns a fire that moves continents, and its roots plunge deep into the earth. Your resolve must be the same, calm in appearance, fiery in determination, and anchored to the deep roots of your why. The end of every hard day is a gateway to a tomorrow that you will build with hands still stained by today's clay. It doesn't matter how cold or sticky that clay was. What matters is the sculpture only you can shape from it, a sculpture to the height of your dreams.